Alright, it looks like I'm live. Just gonna get the link. Also got a thumbs up it, obviously. Discord. Yeah. Alright. Okay, so I'm working on this again. Right now I have like an AK or whatever this is. Who even knows? And I want to add some weapon swapping. And I have a base inventory system, although I don't remember what exactly was, like how exactly it was set up, so I'm going to have to check that out. And then implement it like with the UI and whatnot. But yeah, I want to be able to swap between the 3 weapons. Yeah. And yeah, that's the main objective for today. I don't have too long. I'll probably stream for an hour and a half, 2 hours, maybe 2.5 hours if the stream's going well. Who knows? Okay, so time to figure out what on earth is going on with the inventory. So, oh yes, I have this weird. Each slot is identified by a tuple of the slot and the group. Actually, this doesn't need to, there's no reason for this to be 2 integers. This could easily be active, and then the index. Does this work? I feel like this should work. So yeah, that works. All of my videos are sponsored by Kite. Well, not all of them, but like they sponsor my channel as a whole. And as you can see down here, I actually do use it. And I was actually just looking before this stream at upgrading to Kite Pro because it would probably be worth it for me. How about you use the mouse scroll to switch between weapons? Yeah, that's probably what it's going to be. And then you'll probably be able to use like the number keys as well, because if there's a lot of weapons at once, like originally I was planning on just doing maximum 2, because that's kind of what I'm used to with like some shooters. Actually, in games like Pavlov, you can have 3 weapons. Well, no, technically 4. You can put a pistol at each side. You can have a primary weapon on your back, and you can be holding a primary weapon. The only issue is that if you want to use a pistol or something like that, you have to drop one of your primaries. And then also if you want to use like a flash, you have to drop a primary if you have 2 primaries, but Pavel's weird about that. I mean, it's just kind of more realistic in a sense. Oh, not quite, but better off than Counter-Strike, I guess. I have like, do I have like 200 hours in Counter-Strike or something like that? I have, yeah, I think it's like 200 hours in Counter-Strike, which really isn't a lot compared to some people, but I played it a lot early on. Anyways, yeah, so inventory is here. So in theory, I can add more slots by just doing, wait. I should have made the inventory its own like object or something, so I don't have to build the tools for modifying the inventory into the player. But oh well. Def give item self, and I guess item. So what slot do I give it to? slot group equals active. I need like slot maximums. I'll probably put that in like the config or something. No, I can't go into config because it's not going to be a constant. Oh, it should be like initialized from the config and then I can modify it later. But I'm not gonna do that right now. So actually, why am I doing it like this? The tuple doesn't make a whole lot of sense. Like, if I'm using a string, I might as well just do active and then make it a list. That's essentially what it is. Well, actually, no, the difference is that if you have a list, you can't have gaps unless you like insert like an empty value. I mean, I guess this is fine. So for item in self.inventory, oh, and I can't do that because item, wait, name conflict. So if item 0 is slot group, you need to find the highest index, or technically the first index that's not found. So actually what you do is go while, wait, oh boy. This is one of the disadvantages of the structure, is that there's not a clean way to do this really. There's a bunch of dirty ways to add an item to the first empty slot, but I could register like an array or something, or let's see. Okay. I'm thinking harder about this than I probably should be. So for item in self.inventory, I missed the N. If item 0 is slot group, and then you have to find out the lowest slot that isn't taken. So the way you can do this is you can look for gaps, and if you don't find any gaps, then you know it's after the last slot you found. So last equals, let's say 0. No, let's say -1. If item 1 is more than last equals item 1. And actually what it needs to be is if item 1 is more than last plus 1, then you found your slot, which will just be last plus 1. So actually, hold on, I'm gonna do this def get open slot. What slot? Self slot group, and I can do this here, it'll make more sense. So if, well, no, in the case where there's that skip, you can actually just return last plus 1. You know that's the open slot. And then now if you don't find anything, you have to return also last plus 1. Yeah. So look for the first skip, or the slot after the last one. And then I can add something here to have like a limit on the size later, but I'm not doing that right now. So okay, give item, and this can just be item now since I'm not reusing that name. I can do self.inventory slot, wait, no, slot group get open, and that's self.get open slot, and then I can pass the slot group, and then you just set it to be the new item, and there we go. So in theory, I should be able to just do self.give item and then pass it the item itself, and things should be the same. What did I get? Player has no attribute inventory. What? Oh, oops. Self.inventory equals that. So that is working. That's partial system. So I can delete this, and now I can give myself a bunch of weapons. And so I now have like 3 weapons. And hold on. There should be a way to get the max slot. Hold on. Def max slot self slot group return, and I'm gonna do some fancy list comprehension here. So slot for slot in self.inventory, and you're gonna take the second value if slot 0 is the slot group. So it's just filtering things out and isolating it to second value here, if this first value matches, and then I can just do the max of that, and then I can do the same thing for the min, and there we go. Can also add a next slot thing, or should be next. I'm not going to do next slot because it's restrictive. I'm going to do step slot self slot group amount. So this will kind of, it's like scrolling through your items, but skipping the ones that skipping the empty slots essentially. So what I'm going to need is this list comprehension that has the indexes. I am going to need to sort that as well. Sorted. So that'll sort it from lowest to highest. Now I can I need to know which slot I'm stepping from. So current slot, and I'm not gonna mess with that. I was thinking about setting a default value here, but I'm not gonna do that because I should be setting a value for that most of the time. Okay, so I technically need to do, what is it? Is it just index? L equals 1534 L dot index 3. Is that how you do it? L dot index 1. L dot index 5. Yeah. So you can get the index of something by just doing dot index of current slot, and then you do plus slot. Why did I do slot group amount? No, wait. It's step amount, and the current slot. Hold on. I'm going to do current slot 0, current slot 1. So that you just pass it the tuple used for the slots. So plus step amount. Now I need to get, oh wait, no, I just need the, do I need the index or do I need to just return the slot? I should probably return the slot. So actually that would just be oh, it is the index of it. Yeah, so I need to go, wait, hold on, I'm gonna need this because I have to use that value twice. Sorted slots equals that. Sorted slots equals that. And then you want to take from sorted slots at that index. I'm going to need to do loop rounds too. Return a tuple of the current slot 0, which is the slot group. Okay, what else? Yeah, so I need to have this thing loop around. So this is going to be like slot index, so slot index equals that. So if slot index is more than self.min slot of current slot 0, actually not min slot, max slot, then you've looped around. Actually no, all you have to do, wait, no, you can't use modulo, I don't think. Yeah, because this is, wait, this is the index of the slots. So you actually don't want to use that. Then you wanted to use if slot index is more than the length of sorted slots, because it's the index, not the index. It's not. It's the index of the slots excluding the empty slots, as opposed to the just the index of the slots. So if it's more than the length of the sorted slots, actually all I have to do is, I don't have to do that. This isn't a thing you can do. Modulo. And then I can do slot index. So that should make it loop around essentially. I'm curious how well this works. I'll find out in a moment here. Just gonna ensure I don't have like any syntax errors or anything, and I'm good. So I do need to go over to the input because I'm pretty sure the input thing doesn't do scrolling. Yeah, it doesn't. Scroll up. False. Scroll down. False. And this needs to be set in the soft reset. So, because the scrolling up and down only lasts for 1 frame. There's no state of scrolling up or down. It's like incremental amounts, which is why there's a little click on your wheel. So I believe it's 4 for up and 5 for down. So if event.button is 4, health.mouse state scroll up equals true, and we need 5 for down. So in theory that should be good for the input. I'm just going to throw a test in here on the player update. I'll go if self.game.input.mouse states, no mouse state, scroll up, print boop. Yeah, that's working. So okay, when I scroll up, it makes the boop. So that's good. I can get rid of that. So I'm going to add a section in here for the inventory now. So inventory. If self.game.input.mouse state scroll up, then we're going to go over to step slot. So the weapon, the weapon doesn't know what the right. Okay, so I need to know what weapon I've got, like what slot I've got selected. So self.selected slot equals self.in wait no as equals oh, thanks for the super chat, Jonathan Thomas. Okay, so it's going to equal that. I'll read chat in a moment. I'm just kind of focused right now. I'm actually going to make the weapon a property. So def weapon self, and I'll use the @property thing. So it uses the selected slot to do that. Yeah. That actually might be confusing because not all of the held items are going to be weapons necessarily. I'm not sure if I'm going to have like active items, like things you could throw or something like that. Yeah, so selected slot. And now I can take this part. And where is it? Here. So now I know what my selected slot is, and I can do a step slot. Self.step slot. So I take the slot that I've got and the amount I want to step it by. So in this case, -1 because I'm scrolling up. If self.game.input.mouse state scroll down and 1. This is probably going to crash, but we're going to see what happens. Nothing apparently. Hold on, is it triggering? Oh wait, no, it returns a value. So self.select the slot needs to be set to that. Let's see. Oh yes, it works. And each weapon stores its own ammo because it's its own object. That I'm very surprised it worked first try. Get my P90 here. Like melts through ammo so fast. And then my revolver. Oh, and that's for AK. But yeah, I can just like keep scrolling through them. It keeps like no, it's fine. Okay, so I'm gonna read chat now. There's a lot in here. What program do you use to generate the avatar? I wrote it. Yeah, it uses Pygame. You should at least use something like STR OpenGL or Vulkan. Not really, because I like Python. Python's good for quick development. Yeah, Python is easier to get into because it's easier to learn, but it's also a lot more powerful than a lot of languages. When I say powerful, I'm not talking about performance. I'm talking about like for how much code you write, you can do a lot more than a lot of other languages. And also, well, it depends on where you're coming from, but generally speaking, I think it reads better. Like, there's a reason people joke about Python being pseudocode. It's because it reads well. Watch Gurren Lagann. I'm probably pronouncing it wrong. Haven't watched any anime in like what? I don't even. Was the last one I watched? I think the last time I was watching stuff was whenever Mob Psycho. It was like Mob Psycho 102. What did they call it? I don't remember what they called it, but the second Mob Psycho 100. That season, I watched that, and the second One Punch Man. I have seen some Ghibli films since then, but that's about it. Which version of Python? It shows down here, 3.7.2. You do not need. Well, you can't do too much optimizing with Pygame using multi-threading and multiprocessing. Well, multi-threading won't really do it because it uses the global interpreter lock, so it's actually one core still, so it doesn't help much. Multiprocessing, actually there might be some settings for the multi-threading library that let you do that, but the default's it's still one core. Multiprocessing is it does end up using multiple cores and it is faster, but it's really not worth it that much. And also, you don't really need it. There's some cases where it's useful that I kind of run into, but I don't even need to use it. I could use it to make some of my stuff faster, but it's not really worth the effort for me. And most people aren't doing stuff complex enough that they would actually benefit from it. It's more like when you're doing multiple steps with surfaces, there may be a point where you would be able to take advantage of it. But like if it's coming down to like just rendering your characters in a background and stuff, and you're getting slowed down because you're rendering a 1080p surface, then multiprocessing isn't going to help you. It's Mob. Okay, yeah. It was Mob Psycho 102. Yeah, I'm planning on making more tutorials soon. It's been like 2 months since my last Pygame tutorial, which is unfortunate. I just got caught up in so many other things. Yeah. The game class is initialized down here. The reason I do that is so that I can group together functions and stuff under a class. Python does not enforce OOP. Not at all. In my Game Jam games, I barely use it. I don't think I should be doing code reviews because I don't have a very good sense of what is acceptable. I have a good sense of what will work in terms of game development, but I don't know what's considered acceptable in the industry because those are very different things. Like any type of multiprocessing, like asynchronous or whatever, there's only certain circumstances where you can actually benefit from it. At least in easily implementable ways. And a lot of the times people who are asking about these things are not in situations where they can benefit from it. Mousy, I'm using the files because I want to. It's not enforced by the language. You don't have to do this. Isn't Java. You don't have to use object-oriented programming. Do you think it's a good idea to use a second background layer and get color for collision? That sounds slow. For large amounts of collisions, like I've got here, like when I've got all of these bullets that are bouncing around and stuff like that, Wait, did it just bounce wrong? Oh, I might have some of my bouncing angles wrong. Oops. But when you're doing this type of thing, you're not going to... well, you can actually get away with a mask. Because it's as simple as just using get add. But, oops. But, using a mask like that, I mean, it can work. Although you get some hairy stuff if you don't have, what would it be? It depends on the shape of your mask. And you gotta be very careful with that. And just in general, rendering the mask is not going to be particularly fast. Storing it in data, I think, is a little bit faster. For processing collisions, depending on how you store it, it might be faster. But also, I think there might be a limit on, actually, I'm almost certain there's a limit on surface sizes in Pygame, so you'd actually have to go through the trouble of breaking the collisions mask into multiple surfaces. So that would eventually get hairy if you have bigger maps. Yeah. What is the game? I mean, it's just it's in the title. It's a combat. Oh, oops. The title says combat system development. But the old title for previous streams was combat. What was it? Experimental combat system development, or experimental combat development, or something like that. But I'm testing on with different ideas. Well, not different ideas. I'm testing on with a idea for a combat system. I'm trying to see if I can get some good feeling, fast-paced platformer combat. Because even things that people consider to be fast-paced, I feel like are kind of slow. Why don't I use Unity or Godot? Because I can make stuff faster. Once I'm further into development, I can make stuff faster working at this level. Because I have my own systems that are optimized for the project I'm working on. But laying the groundwork takes longer, but then the development after that is faster if you know what you're doing. Also, there's less to learn to start with. Well, in a sense, it depends on how you think about things, because if you're more of a problem solver and less of someone who's capable of memorizing things, like I have a hard time remembering things, so working from a lower level for me is easier because there's less stuff you have to remember since you just make it yourself. Whereas if you work with an engine and stuff, you have to memorize all their all the functionality associated with it. Well, you don't have to memorize it, you can look it up, but still you have to deal with all that. Whereas when I'm working with my own stuff, it's there. Please make devlogs. I haven't made them in. Well, my last video was kind of a devlog. It was like the big devlog, the devlog of all devlogs. But the main series is on hold, and this is what I'm messing with the combat stuff for. So this is kind of part of that, but also kind of not. Self is the same as this, yes. Although you can call it whatever you want. This is an argument, so I can say this, and then I can swap this. I bet you there are people that do this, but I'm pretty sure it goes against Python standards. Yeah, see, I can swap it with this and it works fine. Yeah. How do you do files without objects then? What do you mean? Like, have you seen my Game Jam games? I have... Wait, how do you do file? What do you mean? I'm not sure what you're trying to say, but in my Game Jam games, I have, like, one file. Well, I have the framework stuff thrown in, but especially my older Game Jam games, it's mostly in 1 or 2 files. Also, files don't have a whole lot to do with object-oriented stuff. Oh, wait, are you saying how would you implement multiple files without using OOP? Because the module system can be functional and function based, because it is kind of an object, but if you actually look, I'm gonna do import scripts.assets, print scripts.assets. If you look, it's a module and not a supposed object. A module's kind of, well, it is a module, not a class. The difference is that there's no instancing and stuff like that, but it is a collection of data and functions. But yeah, so that's not really object-oriented just by importing a module. That avatar I made myself in Pygame. No, it's not a file object. I don't know if there's the delays messing with you, but it's a module. It's not considered an object. I mean, it could be. I guess it is an object in a sense, but it's not like an instance of a class. Or maybe from a lower level it is, but it's not meant to function like one. You don't make instances of a module. That's not how that works. So there's no instancing. When you import a module, there's one module. It's just a collection of data and functions. It's like if you had a struct that stored functions. No, not quite, because structs are instanced. What are the, what's the definition of object-oriented programming? What are the main things according to Wikipedia? Because I read it. Class-based, encapsulation. So Python inherently does not have encapsulation, and although there are implementations of it, like you can fake encapsulation, but with modules it doesn't really exist. People don't really do it with modules. And then there's no composition. Well, I guess you could say there's composition inheritance by just chaining modules together, but it's not quite the same. People do not call the Python module system object-oriented. No one does that. I mean, like, C has a, they have the header files, which is kind of a module system. Except worse. What programming language is this? Python, yeah. No, I'm not from New York. Although, funny enough, when I take, there's some online tests that try to guess at your dialect. Well, guess at where you're from based on your dialect. And for some reason, my dialect is Buffalo, like Buffalo, New York, or something. Not sure why that is. I've never even been to New York, and I don't have any family from New York. None of my family has ever lived in New York. But yeah, I'm in Florida, so south. Anyways, what was I doing? How many things do you reuse from older projects when making a new game? It depends. Like usually just like the physics and entity system, maybe the animation system, and occasionally the particle system, and in this case that's what happened here. Actually no, I wrote the particle system on stream earlier. Make level editor tutorial. I mean, you can make a level editor with my videos. After the Infinite Worlds and Optimization one, all you have to do is write something that just adds a tile, and like it's in that video, it's generated dynamically. So instead of it's generated automatically as the camera moves, I think. But all you have to do is, instead of that, you add tiles with your mouse. That's the only difference. So the functionality is there, you just have to bind it to your mouse. Yeah, and then it's just saving the data, which is already in a dictionary, list, and string format, and like integers. So you just save it as JSON, and then you can import it. Yeah. So I need a UI for this. So what's the best way to do this? I'm gonna play this a little dirty. Let's see. What would I have to do? I'm gonna have to like create a mask out of every single one of this is Pygame 2. Good. I'm gonna need the 2 surface part. I'm gonna need a mask of every single item in the inventory. Do I have a GUI thing? No. Where am I rendering the... Oh. I do need to make a GUI thing later, but this is where I'm doing it for now. So, it already has access to the player. So I can do, I'm going to get a thing that gets all of the items from... Hold on. Wait, where's the player? Where did the player go? What? Oh, I'm on it. I'm blind. Okay, so def get items self slot group return item for item in self.inventory if item 1 no if item 0 is the slot group, so you just want that slot group, and then for item okay, so you want to get the value from that dictionary instead of the key, so you do that. But you want to bind it with the index, well, the item ID like this, so you can sort it. So it gets sorted, so it's incremental, and then you isolate the items. So item 1 for item in that, and I think that'll do it. So let's go over to where is it? Render print player.get items active. So there's the list of items sorted and everything. Yeah, so with those items I can probably get the images now. Let's see, how did I get them for the rendering of the weapons? Is the rendering for the weapons in here? Yeah. So you get the type of the weapon. So all I have to do is make a list here. So weapon.type for weapon in that, and I'll print that, and that should be a bunch of images if I did it right. So yeah, you get 3 images, and you can actually see the different weapon, different dimensions for the different weapons. That's gonna be wonky. Oh, how should I do this? Because they can be completely different sizes. I really should have like icons. I was going to do like a silhouette, but now I'm thinking I don't know if that's the best idea. Well, too bad. I'm gonna do it this way. I can change it and shit later, but that's just for now. So weapon. Wait, I'm actually going to create the mask from this. I don't remember the exact functionality for the mask, so I'm gonna bring over the documentation. So mask, so it's from surface I'm looking for. So you pass it the surface, and I think by default it uses the color key to determine what parts are the off parts or the 0 values for the mask. So pygame.mask surface. Oh, Kite had it. I probably could have figured it out that way. And oh, wait, no, that goes in here. So you make it the surface there. Well, it's the mask there, and then you go. Wait, no, is it just .to surface, or do I use the mask module? From surface, oh yeah, so it's under here. I can do a .to surface, I think. Yep. I don't know why they didn't add this until Pygame 2. Do I have to pass anything? To surface, and it's set color and unset color. In my case, it's going to be white. Oh, can I do the alpha? Can do unset color equals 0 0 0 0. I'm not sure if that's gonna work. Well, first of all, let's print it, make sure it's actually working properly. Oh, I got a crash. Pygame is not defined, of course, because let's see, import Pygame. And no, that's wrong script. So I have my surfaces again, but this time they should be silhouettes instead of the actual original surfaces. So now I can go over here and go for weapon image in. Hold on, I'm going to move this out because that's probably not good practice. Weapon images equals this, and I can do weapon images. Now I can do this. Wait, what is it? Self? No, it's just surf.bullet. Oh wow, there's a verified YouTube channel in here, and I have no clue who that is. What is the hardest thing about programming? Sitting down and actually doing something for a while, always for me. I mean, it's kind of hard for some people to get into, I guess. I mean, I don't know. I feel like the difficulty of getting into programming mostly just comes from how it's being taught, which is why I want to. This summer I might set up like a website for learning Python, because I take issue with the ways it's taught in some places. I don't know if Codecademy's changed their stuff, but I did take a look at their stuff in the past, and I really didn't like the way they were teaching it. So yeah, I'm considering making my own website for learning Python this summer, because I should have time then, because I'm taking the semester off. Let's see who this guy is. Oh, wait, you can get verified with 30,000 subscribers? Huh. Okay. What's the softest thing about programming? What on earth? Okay, apparently my face is bleeding. Nice. Weapon image. So I'm going to put it at 2. What is the base? Oh, 22 apparently. 22, and I'm going to do 40 plus I by. Ooh. I'm going to do plus offset actually. So I can't type. Offset equals 0. Offset plus equals weapon image dot get height plus let's do 2. That should do it. Oh, there we go. There are my weapons. So, slight issue. I'm going to need to fix the images here. So under, okay, the way these are done is they're centered. Oh, this is gonna be tricky because they're not equal. I can find the first left pixel, well, first pixel on the sides. I feel like the mask should be able to adjust for that. You can actually get the leftmost pixel. So all I have to do, wait, there's gotta be a better way to do this, than to go through all the points from the polygon. So I'm going to check the documentation. Mask. Do they have something? Get bounding rects. So I suspect that I can, hold on. From surface. I'm going to do... Wait. So this is just going to be the weapon masks. And I'm gonna do for mask in weapon masks. And then that'll be mask dot to surface unset color equals 0, 0, 0, 0. If I did that right, it should be the same. Wait, actually, hold on. I'm gonna grab it here. But I'm going to add the part that... Yeah, it's working. Renderer. So I need to get the bounding max. I already forgot what the thing was. Hold on. Mask. Get bounding rects. So it just returns a list of rects. So I just have to do mask.get bounding rect. Where's the plural? Did they change that for Pygame 2? Because Kite and Pygame, the Pygame documentation appear to be disagreeing there on whether or not it's rect or rects. But Kite is supposedly pulling it from... I don't know if that would take me to Pygame documentation. That would surprise me if it does, but I think Kite normally pulls this stuff from the module itself, like a standard autocomplete. I'm not... Yeah, well, I'm about to find out, I guess. I'll do that. So yeah, no arguments. And I'm gonna take the 0th one. And then you're going to do dot left. And I'm going to do on this minus the left side. Oh, that works. So yeah, apparently the documentation was right. I'm curious though if it does have a function without the S or something, which is what Kite was looking at. I don't know. Anyways, so I'm gonna move those the weapon images like to the right, maybe 3 pixels, so I can have a white bar that shows like which one I got selected. Ooh, I want to hold on. Color equal. I need to see. I always am cautious about using variables like this because this variable is probably going to be used somewhere else if I'm not careful. So by default, the color is going to be 255, 255, 255, 255. Oh wait, no, never mind. The color equals. Let's do. Do you have a color in the palette for this? Data. Images. I want like a faded color for when the weapon isn't selected. So it's gonna be like a gray. Yeah, like this one. So 204, 226, 225. 204, 226, 225, 204, 226, 225, and 255. And then I can do if. Ooh. Here. I'm gonna make this a tuple with the actually, wait a second. How am I supposed to know which one's selected? That's an interesting problem. Oh, easy. So all I have to do, I'm gonna take this player items equals that, take the index using enumerate, and all I have to do is go if player items, because this is a weapon object, is player.weapon, then that's the active one. And now I can do set color equals color. And yep. And okay, there's not too much of a difference here in the brightness, so I'm gonna have to take a different color here. So I'm gonna use this one, which is a bit darker. So 139, 171, 191. I can't remember those numbers. That's not a good combination to remember. So I'm just leaving it open on the side. So actually I only have to replace the first three. 171, 191. Okay, so it's fairly clear now, but just to be careful, I'm gonna do a little bit of extra visual fanciness by moving this over to 25, and if it's selected, pygame.draw.line at it's going to be onto surface. Okay, so surface color, start position, end position. Color is going to be 255, 255, 255. Start position is going to be 22 at 40 plus offset, and then the end position is going to be based on the height of the image plus weapon image get height, and then the width by default is going to be 1. So I'm going to move this part actually up because I referenced it below, well, now below. So now I should have a line next to whichever, oops, colors reference before assignment. Oh, yikes. Okay. So this does have to go below. So I guess we're doing this again. I don't need to leave it. There's better ways to do this, but I'm lazy, so. There's no white space there. Looks questionable. So I got this nice white line next to whichever one I got selected now. Pew, 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 pew. And then that's the P90. Okay, so that's great. I now have a functioning inventory, kind of. Well, I mean, there's more going on behind the scenes than what I've just got rendered here. So I'm going to actually move this up because that's kind of low. I'm gonna do 32. Move everything up a few pixels. I really should have a variable used for all those values instead of rewriting it. Yeah, I'm liking that. Alright. So I'm gonna read chat real quick. I'm actually not sure what I'm gonna work on next quite. Alright, I think I wanted to do melee weapons. That's gonna be interesting. Because it was, the guns are meant to shoot projectiles. Okay. Do you think Pygame or any other Python library can make a game like Risk of Kingdoms? Well, no, Rise of Kingdoms. What is that? Why do I feel like someone's asked me this exact question before? The answer is yes. Pygame cannot do 3D like that, but there are Python libraries that can. Like Ursina or Panda 3D. Wait, no, I think Ursina is actually built on Panda 3D. I don't remember. And then there's also PyOpenGL. There's not very many resources for doing it like that, though, so you're probably better off with an engine. But, yeah, there's just not very many resources for 3D stuff with Python right now. It's not that Python can't do it. Alright, wow, look, it's the coding language made of infinite pre-made functions. No, that's not Python. You're thinking of Perl. Perl's a mess. Python doesn't. Well, hold on. It's actually I've read through the entire list before. Let's see. There's a list of built-in functions. There's actually not that many. You see, look, it's not that many. There's only a few. And you don't use most of them. Yeah. And some of them are things like tuple, and I'm pretty sure there's care, or car, whatever. Where's list? LLL list. But a lot of these you don't need to use set. So like some of these are just for basic types, and other basic functionality. So there's actually not a whole lot here. Now the other thing is there are keywords. Hold on, let me see how many there are. But I don't think it's as bad as Perl. Okay, there. This is supposedly the list of keywords. Yeah. It's not too many here. I don't. There's no count or anything, but it doesn't seem to be too many. What do you mean? Why is slow-mo on? Oh, slow mode for the chat. Oh, right. Yeah, because I keep looking away and I don't have moderators. So, yeah, it's there to kind of keep people from spamming. Like I'll look away for like 5 to 10 minutes, and there was one time someone was spamming for like 5 minutes and I didn't notice because I was busy coding. Maybe have the selected weapon drawn a couple pixels further to the right. Wait, why? I don't really see the point in that. Looks fine to me. It's been an hour and this guy's project is loaded. I didn't just start it. There's several streams. It's going to be implemented in your devlog game. So not like directly. I'm mostly just experimenting with the concept. Hold on, let me see. What was I going to check? Alright. How long have I been working on this? Playlists. So on stream, I have 1, 3, 5, 7, and this. Okay, so 8 hours I've streamed this, and I did another, I think, 3 hours of work before streaming, so I've done 11 hours on this. So not a whole lot of time. What do you mean adding enemies via the map system? I actually have, if you're talking about like putting it into your map data and spawning it in like that, I have that in several of my games that are open source. Yeah. Like to have more, if the selected weapon is drawn over more, it's what? It's more obvious. What? I'm not sure, quite sure what you're saying there. Oh, speaking of which, maybe there should be like a black background or something to differentiate it from the game, like partially transparent. Who knows? I'm not gonna mess with that. Yeah, that's like polish. I mean, I've been polishing like a lot, but shouldn't be going that far. Oh, things are gonna get weird if like a weapon uses 2 ammo types for like the left and right click. Not sure I'm gonna do that. Also, how's ammo gonna work for melee weapons? Anyways, time to play around with melee weapons. Weapons. No. Why am I zooming on that? Okay. So I'm gonna take this rifle. I'm gonna need the pallet. Hold on, I'm gonna do some magic here. Look at that. Beautiful. I don't need a Pygame documentation. Alright. So I need to pick some colors for the weapons. I could do like a whirling blades color sword. Wait, what was it? It was like red with a oops, that's not how that works. It was red with a white hilt. I'm gonna curve it just a little. Okay, now I'm gonna swap my secondary color here. Just kind of curve it at the end a little bit, and then white hilt. I don't know if I should have a white hilt, who knows. Does the guard normally go on the top or the bottom? Who knows? I'm just gonna do this. Now, like that maybe? I'm gonna do like a thin hilt actually. Can I like do that? Actually, I'm going to dim that part down a little bit. Shade it a little bit. There we go. Maybe. I think that's good. I could also shade it like that, so like halfway down. I can't draw. And it looks a little bit more rounded, but I don't feel like doing that. Okay. So, very basic weapon. I'm gonna take this. It does need to be centered properly. Hold on. I'm gonna clear this thing out. Boop. So this thing's not gonna be a particularly tall weapon. It's just gonna be long. So the hilt really does need to be at the center. So it looks like you're holding it properly. I'm gonna make it like just a little bit bigger. There we go. That's what I'm looking for. So I can take that file, save as, no, not that. Data, images, weapons. I'm just gonna call this one sword. I'm gonna have to add something to the weapons config for it. So, weapons. What if I give it the SMG stats? That'll be hilarious. I'm gonna do that for now. weapon. Okay, wait. So there's weapons. I think there's some other spot I had to add some. Oh wait, right. The player, I need to add it to the inventory. Sword. It's gonna shoot like an SMG. Let's go. Behold my sword. It's a gun sword. It's what's it called? It's a gun blade. Except it's just a gun. It doesn't slash. The question is, what should a slash look like? Wait, why are the bullets coming from above? That's huh. So yeah, what should a slash look like? I probably should have thought about this before I did the stream. I could make more of like a dash type thing with a bunch of flashy stuff where you don't like have to visually swing it all that much. I could also just do like a big swiping animation. Oh, I bounced. Bounce. Let's see, what are my other options here? I think I like the idea of the just kind of dash and slashing animation. I can do a slashing animation to start with. Actually, now that I think about it, I haven't ever done one, just like a single directional slashing animation. The only ones I have are the ones that go all the way around in what is it, rolling blades and shifting edge. So I'm going to have to draw an animation, I guess. Oh, I'm out of ammo. Oh no. Okay, I'm gonna read chat real quick before I get started on drawing that. It should be enlarged or highlighted. I mean, I think it's fine for now. I can mess around with the way that like I'm probably going to have icons for the weapons if I make this any bigger. It's just functional for now. What is hit stop? This is not a bayonet. Isn't the bayonet just the blade on the weapon? I'm pretty sure it's not the entire weapon. Okay, so gotta do the animation. But I need to take into account the player's size. Well, actually, I could potentially animate it with code, which might be a better option because it's more dynamic for other weapons. Hold on, there's a really good reference for melee weapon visuals. I'm trying to see if I can find it. There's this one guy who's been working on this project, and I've been following him on Twitter for ages. What? That didn't work. So the game was originally called, or I guess it still is called, HP Sword. It has some very good slashing visual effects. Let me see if I can get this here. Can I like, yes. Behold, I have a video. Behold. Let's see if I can restart it. Okay, so this one has some very good visual effects on swords. I don't think the game was ever released or anything. I think they like stopped working on it, but it looks amazing. Actually, I'm wondering, the concept, I feel like the concept might have been that the the length of the sword changes depending on your health, maybe? Is that the concept? And if that's the case, I wonder if it's being rendered by code, which would be interesting. It could also be getting scaled, because if you look at it, sometimes it looks pixelated and sometimes it doesn't. So I'm not sure quite what they're doing there. But this is pretty much my only reference I've ever used for this type of stuff. Although I haven't worked on this type of like, I haven't done melee combat that much, but this is the reference I always intended to use if I do something like this. And it was my reference for Whirling Blades, but I wasn't able to follow it very closely because I didn't know what I was doing back then. I don't know why Atom wouldn't be opening. I've had some issues with it on Ubuntu. There's like, well, not Ubuntu, on i3, there's like multiple things labeled item if you, well, it's Atom. If you use, what is that one menu you start the applications? Anyways, it's like the mod key and then D, and then there's a menu to open up things. But it shows there's like multiple things labeled Atom, like 2 or 3 for me for some reason, and only one of them works. Yeah. Hit stop is when you hit an enemy with a sword. Usually games will freeze and the clock. Oh yeah, that. I did something similar for Arrow Blaster, except it had guns, obviously. I have to be careful with managing DT on this one, but in Arrow Blaster, it slows down when your projectiles get close to a target. And the camera like zooms in on it and stuff, which is funny. I had some fun with messing around with the camera on that game. And that's something I do kind of intend to incorporate into the devlog project. Like combat that has a lot of automatic camera movement to make things more interesting. Like, to make it more cinematic. How's it going? Fine, I guess. But okay, so how to make this look fancy? So yeah, I'm leaning towards doing it with code, because it's a lot less work for making assets. Also, the nice thing about this is I could easily port these weapons to other games. They're their own objects. I just have to hook them up with a different projectile system, which actually I don't think the devlog project has, so I could technically just copy over the projectile system as well. So just like copy the weapons and stuff and overwrite the inventory with what I've got here as well. Like, and just copy paste, easy. The asset system is a little bit different, so I would have to redo that a little bit. But yeah. So left click, it should like swipe. I think when I attack, the weapon itself needs to disappear. This thing needs to go away. It's getting too close. But yeah, the weapon needs to disappear when I attack, so it's just the animation. So fundamentally in the animation, there's 2 sides. There's the front edge and the back edge of the animation. The front edge needs to move faster than the back edge, so it gets larger until it reaches the end. So actually, I could potentially mess around with that in another application instead of trying to implement it directly into this one. That seems like a bit of a mess to try to do. So, let's try and do that. So I have here, if I, wait, no, there. Here, I can take this script. Let's go in here, I'll do it here. Arc test. So I want to make a system that can render these things. So class arc def init self. I'll do start angle. That's something it needs. What else does it need? It needs, I guess, a position. Position. Although, no, I'm gonna use the print. I'm gonna specify the position on render because it needs to be bound to the player. So start angle. It's going to need like speed, I guess. Oh wait, technically you don't want it to be, It's gonna be a lot of arguments here. So you want the start angle it occurs at, speed, and then you want the curve rate, I guess. It's like how fast it curves around the other way. Because if you looked at the trailer I just showed you, I don't know if it even was a trailer. Some of the, actually most of the arcs, were not around a, okay, how do I put this? Yeah, they weren't around a fixed point. It was more like kind of curved, more incrementally. That's just what I'll probably do here. So curve rate, and what else I need? So starting angle, speed, curve rate, scale, I guess. There's a lot of stuff here. I'm gonna close that, so it's just this. You guys are not gonna be able to see this well. I can zoom in, maybe? Can I not zoom in? I have to. Welcome to, you know what? I'm gonna do this in Atom because you guys cannot see that. That's going to be here. And actually the comments bug me. I don't know why. I don't like these comments. Getting rid of them. Bye bye. Okay. So start angle equals start angles, self.speed equals speed, self.curve rate equals curve rate, self.scale equals scale, self. I guess time equals 0. And as time passes, it'll well, wait. As time passes, it'll increment that to keep track of when it should disappear. So def calculate points. So it needs to be able to calculate some sort of points, well, some points based on its time and these other parameters. So it needs to generate some sort of arc. I wonder if Bezier curves would be useful here. I feel like they would, because you can put the different edges on the Bezier curve. I don't know if that's the best idea though, because there are some limitations to Bezier curves. They don't. I feel like they're restricted to certain types of scales. I'm not sure if I'm saying that right. Basically, there's a certain feel to them. In terms of the scale of the motion, that's hard to get around. I'm trying to think if there's a better alternative here. I don't know. Do you need to know linear algebra? I don't even know what linear algebra is. So no. I'm probably gonna have to take a class in it, but I don't know what it is right now. Doesn't Pygame have a method to draw arcs? Probably not the way I want. Oh, video editor, DaVinci Resolve. Okay. Calculate points. Self. My games are not laggy because I optimize and just write good code. Okay, so so the points are going to be based around the start angle. Well, sorry, around. Ooh, I'm going to add another argument here. Spacing. Self.spacing. So how far is it from the start point? And then I use a start angle, kind of like polar coordinates. I'm just gonna move this over. So base point equals math.cosine of self.start angle by self.spacing, because you need that base position that you're going to draw all your points around, I guess. Math.sine. All right. Actually, for this, I might as well make the advanced function, def advanced, that I use in everything else. Actually, I probably should have it in here. Probably should be here. Apparently not. I don't have it. It should be in particles. No? Wait, no, it's projectiles. I'm gonna close all this stuff because I don't need it. Where's projectiles? So projectiles probably has it. Did I not? Okay. I thought oh, I did. No, core functions does have advanced. How did I miss it? That was way more work than it would have been to just write it out. So base point equals advance of list of actually no, it's advance of 0, 0 at the angle of self.start angle with the amount of self.spacing. So from that, I can go and let's see. I should probably apply the scaling after I make the angle instead of during it. So yeah, you get 2 arcs, I guess. How am I gonna do this? So one approach is to kind of just build it around a circle, which is not a good idea. Well, like one of them would be like the outer one would be like an ellipse, and the inner one would be a circle, or you can do it the other way around. Ideally, I guess you would use 2 ellipses that are configurable, and the outer edge is one ellipse, and the inner edge is another ellipse. Yeah, that's probably the ideal. I do not know the mathematical equation for the edge of an ellipse, nor how you calculate it from sine and cosine, or trigonometric functions in general. I can fake it by messing with the spacing. So I'm going to start with just drawing a line instead of the entire polygon. The code for the avatars on GitHub. I gutted out some of the stuff, but most of it's there. Anyways, I'm gonna start by drawing just a line instead of the entire polygon, just for one edge of the arc. And I'm going to disregard the timing for now. So the trick is going to be, ooh, wait. I guess, I was thinking of retracting, well, essentially just changing the distance from the origin that the line is drawn, while just kind of changing the angle linearly. You can kind of get some arcs there. Wait. Oh, that will work. Just gonna have to tweak the initial spacing a bit. Anyways. So let's try and get an arc here. So arc points equals equals P for P in range 20. Wait, no. P for I in range 20, and then P is going to be the points. So it's going to be the advance of this, actually, and minus 10 plus I. Wait. Or I can do, I can write it like this. Divided by 1. Or, no, actually, minus, 1, wait, no. So I divided by, hold on, I'm gonna do a point count equals 20. I can reuse this down here. And go point count. So the portion it is to completion, I'm gonna go plus 1, so it goes to both endpoints. So minus that plus 0.5, and then I take that. Actually, it's just minus that. Or the more readable way to write this would be 0.5 minus that. And then I can scale this. But actually, in terms of radians, that might actually be okay. I'm gonna scale it to an entire radian, well, to an entire circle. And then by self dot width, I'm gonna set this to a hard value for now. Equals 0.3 of a circle would be. So if the spacing is constant, you should get a smooth arc if I did this right. So it needs to return the points. Return arc points. Well, first let's make an arc. See if it crashes. Equals arc. Let's do 20. Oh, I need to scale the points as well. So arc points dot scale. Wait, no, what am I doing? Arc points equals arc points 0. No. P0 by self.scale, P1 by self.scale for P in arc points. So that'll adjust the scale. So spacing, start angle, let's do 0. Speed, 1, 1, 1. Because a lot of those values aren't even used right now. So just, I'm gonna do print arc.calculate points. Oh, it crashed. Math is not defined. So import sys, import math. Okay. So there are my points. So now I need to render them. Def render self surface position, I guess. So pygame.draw.line surface, I'm gonna make it white. Or lines. That's not how you spell lines. I don't know the closed arguments before the point list. That's kind of annoying to me. Self.calculate points. Actually, hold on. I need to grab the point list and then update it. Points equals that, and then points equals, and you can do the P0 plus position 0, P1 plus position 1 for P in points. Now I can put the points here, and I can do an arc.render to screen at 100. Where is it? I'm gonna print out the points. Oh, I did it before the screen fill, that's why. I'm stupid. So there's the arc. Why is it like flat there? What if we do that? It's just part of the thing, so 8? What is, 6? That's a full circle. 4? So I don't know why it looks so flat when I do 3, like, just, I think that's a coincidence. It's like if you do 3, 3. Yeah, you can see it's curving a bit more. So you get like a fraction of an arc doing that. The ends look a little bit flat, but I guess that's fine. Hold on. Okay, so let's leave it on 2.5, I guess. I think. Wait, no, that's oh, right. Let's do 2. So most of the way around. So you can mess with this by tweaking the curve. By tweaking the spacing here. So I can do curve offset equals, or wait, no. This probably shouldn't be a one-liner. So I'm going to make this not a one-liner. Arc points equals that. And then for, hold on, for that arc points to append, and it's going to be just that. So first I gotta ensure it's still working. What? Oh, right, wrong one. So there's the arc. I can tweak it and say arc offset, well, no, angle offset. This is going to be the offset from the center of the arc. So you actually take the absolute of that. That should be the arc offset. And now, what happens if you take that and multiply it by 2 plus, or no, 1 plus arc offset. Or no, angle offset. Well, you get an interesting arc. It like starts to bend outwards a little bit. Probably a smoother way to do this. What if I take the what would it be? What if I take the math.sine of it? Wait, which one? So sine starts at 1 and cosine starts at 0. And as you raise sine up until it reaches 1/4 of pi, okay. Actually, this isn't gonna work that great. Oh. so that's probably a bad idea. I think for certain ranges that would work well, but not for like wide arcs. Anyways, so I can actually make this a sharper angle by doing that. Now what happens if I do get an interesting effect there? Wait, what happens if I do 1 and this is positive? You get that effect, I guess. I'm trying to think if this is ideal. So what if I make what if the spacing is large? Where's spacing? Spacing is the first value. Let's make it 50. So you get that arc. So is minus that. It just effectively changes the scale, but if I do this, oh, it's a teardrop shape. I feel like this maybe should be on a sine wave. Well, no, cosine. What did I do wrong there? Is that too large? Wait a second. Oh, right, it needs to be, wait, what is this coming out to be? Oh, wait, no, why am I... Wait a second. Is it sine? Yeah, it was sine I was looking for. I think. Okay, why am I forgetting this? It's coming. I forget which one's which. I don't know why. So math.sine 0 is 0, right? So it effectively gives you the y. Yeah. Oh wait, oh no, hold on. It's like, yeah, sine is y. Duh. I don't know how I forgot all my trig there. Anyways. So sine was the one I was looking for. You want it to start small and then scale up. I tried to get rid of that one point at the edge there. Okay, let's try something different. Oh wait, no, sine, it actually smooths out towards the top in terms of its numbers. So am I actually looking for wait, that didn't do hardly anything, did it? Okay, wait, I want to see what happens if I put this thing on an exponential. That didn't... What? See if... Oh wait, 0. So that's normal. This is the exponential. That didn't do hardly anything. Oh. By 2. There we go. So yeah, I'm not quite liking that. I feel like I don't think messing with the distance like that's going to get me the results I want. So let's try something a little bit different. Instead of tweaking that, I want to advance from there again. Where should it be? In the opposite direction of the start angle. So advance that in the opposite direction of the start angle. And advance it by I divided by point count. And then by self.scale. No, scale is applied after. By self.spacing. For now, it's going to be. Oh no, that's not right. I actually need to use this thing. Angle offset equals that. By angle offset. Uh-huh. How's it look? Alright, so this actually needs to be a much bigger number. So by 10. So we're getting somewhere. 30. Why is it like curving like that? What did I do wrong here? Because in theory it should just be going left on that second advance. Because start angle plus math.pi should be, yeah, pointing left. So it should just move all of the points left. But that doesn't appear to be what's happening. Let's do an extreme case here. What? Hold on, what did I even do here? I'm confused. And I'm also curious. Oh, right. Fluffy absolute. 20? So I guess curving on the top, but what? What is it doing? Okay, wait. You can only see that's probably been like 10 minutes. What theme am I using? I'm using the default one. Okay. So I'm not sure what's going on here. It's like doing that weird curve thing. I'm gonna remove the second advance from here and apply it in a second round of operations so I can watch what happens. So arc points 0 and then -1, so the last one equals, or actually no, you don't even have to do that. You just do advance arc points and take the last one at the opposite of the start angle by that. So to eliminate things, I'm going to leave it there for now. What? I need to stop doing that. So that's flat. Let's go 30. Technically it's just moving it left, kind of. How should I do this? What's this? If angle offset is more than 0.25, so I think that's gonna be a quarter, half of the points, then it'll advance at 30. So you should see, like, yeah, it like skips. So if you incrementally do this by just angle offset, you get a sharper curve. Oh. Isn't this what I was doing before? But now if you stick this on an exponential, it gets smoother. And now I can go by 120. Here we go, that's what I was looking for. This is the shape I was trying to get, and I don't know why I was having such a hard time getting it. So actually, I can do this. Arc dot start angle plus equals 0.1, and now it's spinning. Behold. And arc dot spacing equals math dot sine of oh boy, I'm just gonna do timer equals 0, timer plus equals 1, timer 5 by 100, or 50 plus 2 by 10. So it's changing its spacing. So now self.spacing by 2, just that, by 10. There we go. So that thing is effectively changing the scale, even though I'm not even touching the scale. That's interesting. It's effectively being a pre-computed scale at the moment. I'm probably gonna tweak it to be otherwise in a bit. So let's get rid of the rotation. Actually, here's where that last what is it? The self.curve rate comes in. And self.curve rate, is that the third value? That's speed. 10. But if I do 1, it looks like the edge of a circle. Now if I do 200, it like does that. Beautiful. So now I have to be able to take that arc. I need to convert it into an internal function that I can just take any point on. Using like a fraction. Yeah. So this is the fraction right here. So def get angle point self, and then I'm gonna call it t because it's a, what is it called, a parametric function, essentially. Or I don't remember what. I don't remember math. Wait a second. So it's split into two parts here. So the first part is this. P equals that. And then you want to advance the point. So that's just there. Angle offset is just going to be okay. So this is actually just going to be t absolute of t squared. This integer here might be configurable. It can change the scaling of, well, it can essentially change the slope of the edge, sort of. It's hard to explain. And then this part's just going to be, wait a second. That's t. So under this absolute, it's going to be 0.5 minus t. So this is now going to become get angle point I divided by point count for I in range point count plus 1. Thanks, Kite. Okay. Set it. I don't know if I did that right. Let's see. Keep doing that. Stop running that. Oh, oops. I think that's a self. Oh, I need to return it. Turn P. Yeah, that works. I do need to change this thing. That doesn't need to be that high. So you get that arc. Let's do 10. I don't need to mess with the space in there. Angle, I'll just slowly modify it just for testing purposes. And then the scale, I'll knock down to 0.3. 1. 0, 1. Does scale not work? What is this one? Oh, it's speed. Scale's the last one. 0.3. Perfect. Actually, I'm gonna leave that at 1 and just knock this down for now. Anyways, so that's my arc generated from this thing, which means I can make a swipe across it. So now I want to generate 2 arcs. Hold on. The endpoints need to be the same, but the midpoint needs to not be. That's tricky because well, mathematically it's easy to work with the midpoint because that midpoint I'm calculating is 0 right here. So how do I get them to meet at 0 and 1 effectively, or 0.5 and 0.5? Well, positive and negative 0.5. Maths. Boy. I wonder if it would make more sense of, instead of calculating. Okay, so right now what I'm doing is I'm offsetting relative to the distance from the midpoint. Maybe I should do it the other way around so that the endpoints match up. That would make more sense. Let's see if I can do that. So that would be, you would want it to be the oh boy. How do you do this mathematically? You can do it with an if statement. I'm pretty sure there's a better way to do this. Oh, wouldn't it just be 1 minus? Or so this one goes from 0.5 to 0 to 0.5 again. But if I do 0.5 minus it, oh my goodness. If I do 0.5 minus that, it starts at 0, goes to 0.5, and then back to 0. So this is what I'm looking for, I think. See how that does. This exponential is going to be wonky now. Wait, Does that mean I'm gonna have to... Huh. So I wonder if the curve rate's gonna be... I'm gonna do this. So the curve rate's gonna need to go in the other direction. Which means this needs to be a negative. Oh no, just... There we go. I'm curious if I tone down the scale of that. Oh no, that one. What am I looking for here? Spacing's the front one. So tone down the spacing. Oh wait, no, I guess not. But where's the center on this thing? It looks like it's barely changed. But in theory, the endpoints are equal. So now I have to mess with the curve rate, and in theory, if I did things right, the endpoint should meet up. So I'm just gonna copy this stuff. The curve rate points 2 equals this is a hack curve rate. Actually, no, let's not make the hack. I'm gonna do it right the first time. Get angle. Wait. Calculate points. Curve rate. And pass it through. Curve rate. Curve rate. And now. So, instead of self.curve rate, it's just going to be curve rate. And what? What is, apparently I hit, like, I don't know how that keeps happening. Is it? It's like sometimes it goes to the bottom of the page, but I don't think I'm hitting page down. I don't know how I was doing that. Anyways. So I need that second batch of points, which is going to be points 2. You're going to have the different self.curve rates. Self.curve rate by 0.5, I guess. And this is going to be essentially the width of the effect, not like the arc width, the overall width. I don't know how to describe it. And then do the same thing for points 2, I guess. This is going to be fixed later. And rendered points 2. And I should have... Didn't I pass it? Calculate points requires one required positional argument. Hello? Oh, where's the print? I don't need that. No, wait a second. That didn't work right. Hold on. Oh, yep, here's the problem. There's some stuff missing there. I mean, yeah, so I was right about that exponential messing up. So, do I need... What I need now is something that, how should I do this? Can I, like... Because the issues is being applied after the subtraction. Oh, that does work. Wow, I'm surprised that worked. So there's an arc. It's a solid arc. So using this function for getting the angle points, I can actually animate that. And you can see it's the full arc. So I can actually do points equals these two. And I just do that. And now It's that's a slight issue. Can I just like, yeah, that works. Flip them around so they line up. And then now I can do, instead of lines, polygon. Surf 255, 255, 255 points, and by default it will fill it in. And there we go. I've got my filled in arc polygon. So that's cool. But I do need to animate this somehow. So you gotta sweep through the points essentially. I feel like there's multiple ways to do this. One easy way is to, wait. Actually, I should start by showing a partial arc probably. What would a partial arc look like? I'm gonna have to pull up my reference again. Hold on. I'm trying to pause it so I can, hold on. Let me get it so you guys can see it. What? Doesn't want to do it again. Come on. Hello? Brave is confused. Oh, I guess I'm not bringing it over then. Okay. So it looks like there's multiple ways to do the effect. Oh, also, I'm not just doing just point arcs like that. I also have to be able to have a flat edge. Oh wait, no. You know, now that I'm looking at this, there's no way this isn't animated. I wish for parts of it. Huh. Okay, well, I'll see if I can keep doing it my way though. So yeah, you get a flat edge during the arc, which I guess is fine. You can slice the points. What if I take the first 10 points? That's the last 10. First 10 points, so first half. And then for the other one, I have to take the last 10 points or something. So, you see, look, I got a partial arc now. So you can show different portions of the arc like that. So the way you slice it, actually, I should probably, yeah. The way you slice it really affects things. Actually, you don't have to take the points like that. You can just change the ratio you're passing it. You can actually do a from and to thing for the arc range. So I can do from to, and I can do it's going to be from plus, oh, from T, or I'll do start, end. The naming on this stuff is getting messy. Start plus I, and then this is going to be times the difference between the end and the start. So it'll fill into a specific range. Actually, wait, hold on. The trail on these things. Oh boy. Because the trail normally closes off at a point. I'm probably gonna have to have multiple artifacts. So like this one will be like for very quick swipes, and then I'll probably have one for like wider swipes. Yeah. But anyways, I should be able to do 0 to 1, and this should look the same. Yeah. But I can do 0.2 to 0.8, and it should cut off the ends, essentially. And you get that. Or you can like just cut off one end. And you just get that. So that's pretty good. Now, hold on, I'm gonna move the center here because this is not in the center of the window at all. There we go. Now it's in the center. So now, I need to animate this part here. So you want the start and end. Well, you want it to show the, for the most of the time, it needs to be showing the full thing. So it does have the time thing. I'm gonna do a def update self.time plus equals 1. So for fun, let's do hold on, and do start equals self.time divided by, let's make this thing last for that long. I'm just gonna make it loop %30. And then we can do the end equals that. Let's make it 60. And then the start needs to come up later, so minus 0.5? No, minus 1. And I can do max of 0 in that, so it can't go below 0. And then this one can be min with 1. And I can do start, end, and I do need to call the update though. So arc.update. So there we go. That's something. I can make it faster. Ooh, what if I put the curve rate on the timer? Where's the curve rate? Plus self.time divided by 30. What is the curve rate being set to? It's being set to 5. Let's see what happens. I don't know how that's gonna turn out. Oh, that's interesting. So what if I go faster? That's interesting. So now let's go 10 and minus 5. And yeah, wait. This one's going to be, yeah, that's fine, I think. That's trippy. Let's do 70. These both need to be fixed to a certain range. Min 1. I did not do that consistently. You can't quite see it, but there is a swiping motion. Let's do 20 so I can actually see it here. So 3. So there's a swipe. I feel like the back end's not quite lasting as long as it should. Oh, I'm sorry, this side it's coming from is not exiting. But which one's... so that means the start is not triggering. Wait, no, it should be. Wait, let's see. Let's start. Oh my, he gets a couple frames. I think what I'm looking for is actually -2. That's what I'm looking for. And then over here, I'm gonna go 100 so that we get the full effect. Now I can go 5. And let's do 200. So there's an attack type effect. Let's stop the rotation here. That's not necessary. So let's start the curve rate doesn't need to be, or actually that thing doesn't need to be so big. And then the curve rate initial value doesn't need to be that much. And then, but it does need to scale more. Ooh, that's gonna go big. There we go. Oh, okay, this is like looking really trippy. I'm trying to catch it. It looks like there's multiple bands because it's going so fast. Wait, there's a thing in here for the thickness. Where was that? Oh, right, that's the, this thing. So, the smaller that thing becomes, the thicker. Oh, this needs to be after the plus. By 0.5. There we go. My screen is tearing on this. I need some VSync. It's too fast. I think there's actually a flag for that. Hold on. Pygame VSync. I think that's a Pygame 2 thing. Hold on. Stack Overflow says you can't do it, but I'm pretty sure you can. What is it? It's a display. That's set mode. I think there's a thing for VSync. Okay. VSync equals 1. Why is there no spaces? VSync equals 1. I don't think that helped. It could just be my monitor being dumb. Actually, wait, if it's software rendered, shouldn't it have VSync? I thought. Hold on. Doesn't it only push like 1 frame at a time? I forgot what the exact reasoning, exactly how screen tearing works. Like if I slow it down, you can see it better, and there's no tearing. But well, let's do a frame by frame. Let's do 5. You can see it really clearly there. And a loop. Give me the loop. Boom. So yeah, that's going to be kind of like a very quick attack, like a very quick swipe. I do need a wider swipe that takes longer. That's gonna be a lot of, well, a different algorithm. Yeah, this one there's so many variables I can tweak, so it can work with so many different weapons. I can actually do a wider swipe with this. Actually, no, that would work. I might have to add some ways to tweak the width and stuff to make it dissipate before you finish the arc, because you don't want to ever do a full arc if for the wider slashes. I don't think. Maybe it depends on how long you want the effect to last afterwards, because in the bigger slashes it's more like a trail. I don't have an image I could show you. No, I do actually. If I go here, or shifting edge, data, images, spin. You see this? You want that flat edge on the front. Yeah, let's see how I did the end of it. So actually it finishes off with like a weird arc that just kind of goes through. The ending effect is really what makes that part tricky, I guess. Like the halfway part, like right here and stuff, I can already do that because I've already got that flat edge. Like if I catch it, yeah, you can see I get the flat edge, so yeah. Anyways, that was interesting, but it is now like 6 p.m. for me and I need to eat, so I'm gonna read the chat and then I'll end the stream. Okay. Looks like people saying good night. Okay, actually it looks like there weren't any questions. So yeah, unfortunately, Object Cactus, even though I'm even though you just joined, I'm ending this stream. Bye.